Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have G.I. Joe Sigma 6 Crime Boss Destro. Yep, I'm taking it back to the Sigma 6 days, and this figure is awesome. And don't get him confused with the original release of Destro, who had the big poofy blue jacket with the big Cobra medallion. The one thing I did like about that Destro is he came with like a laptop machine gun thing that was pretty cool. But searching for that other Destro, because I was going to get him to go with my Cobra Commander, I came across this guy, and this guy sells for a good penny, and to find him complete is another pain to do, or to find him in good condition where he's not all scratched up. And I found this guy on eBay, ended up snagging him, and I couldn't be happier. He comes in that typical Sigma 6 style packaging where you have the plastic tops that once you remove this whole section, they come down and they clasp together, but it looks like I'm missing the clasp right there, and it ends up forming into a weapon cache. And got some read up information right here for you. And then we got the rest of this wave, and this wave is just wonky. I mean, come on. You got Flint with bangs. When did Flint have bangs? That just looks ridiculous. Then you get all these weird modes and stuff like that. The Ninja Master looks pretty cool, but all these other ones just look goofy. But it's Sigma 6, and you get to see all that stuff right there. And they have the big gimmicky gun, which I'm not really into. But everything else I'm really into. But let's go ahead and get Destro out of his package and see what he brings to the table. Destro out of the package just looks menacing and pretty badass, honestly. Just to move him out of the way so you can see how the case, we get the case. This is the top and the bottom of the actual packaging. It came with, in little plastic, 2 handles that pop in right here, and then you clasp. And honestly, the clasp is just to close it, because you can open it up, and that's where you store all the goodies, because it is basically a weapon cache. And it's pretty awesome. I left the price tag on it just because I didn't feel like taking it off yet. So the figure is awesome, and like every other Sigma 6 figure, if you've never received it, it comes with basically like 2 manuals in a sense. One of the manuals is pretty cut and dry. It's just showing how to put together the actual battle case, weapon cache, whatever you want to call it. So it gives you that. And then we get a giant instruction manual just showing all his accessories and stuff, which we'll get into all right there. So really, really cool stuff. Accessory wise, I'm going to start with like my least favorite, and then we'll just basically start with the least favorite, because the rest I don't mind. And the least favorite that I'm not a fan of is the gimmicky weapons that he comes with. I mean, it's a cool sculpt. I love the red accents to it. Basically looks like a shotgun, which is okay like this, but then it comes with its missile, which is pretty nasty looking. I mean, you basically pop it in there, got this button right there, shoot them. But by itself, it does look like a really cool futuristic shotgun. So, you know, maybe him holding on to it without the missile inside, I could accept that. So that's his gimmicky weapon. He also comes with a little Mac 11 little Uzi that I wish the magazine slid out of. It's there. It looks like it would be able to come out of it. And this is casted in a silver plastic, and it looks awesome. Like when I think of like a terrorist or something like that, I just picture, you know, little Uzis, I guess. Like, I feel like this is like an iconic terrorist weapon. I don't know. Then he comes with, looks like, could be just a normal pistol, maybe Desert Eagle. It's got the muzzle right there. They actually added black to the scope to make it stand out. And the marbling in the plastic works, because it just adds to it. But I really like the detail that they put into it. And I mean, the weapons work really well together. They look great side by side. And that's not all. He keeps coming with more, and that's what I love about these figures. You get two futuristic looking grenades, identical. They look awesome. Now the grenades have pegs. The little Mac 11 has a peg, and this big shotgun has a peg, which we'll get into details a little bit later, because I'm sure as I'm showing it, you guys are like, why does it have that? Then we get a giant bank safe deposit box. And this thing is solid plastic, painted handle. It's awesome. Some things that don't fit into it because they give you too much, which you can never have too many accessories. We get a couple stacks of money. It says $100 or 100 on there. Don't know what currency. They're green, so you assume that they're US dollars, but the detail into them, it's pretty cool. I mean, you could add a wash, add a little bit of paint to it, and it looks so good. I mean, who doesn't love accessories like this? Stacks of cash to go with your figures. I mean, I love that. I love that type of accessory more than weapons, because it's, use it with other figures. So this thing opens up. It's all cracked open. I wish it was sort of like painted a little bit, because it's obviously cracked open because he's trying to break into it. And then this thing just slides out, and it stops right there. I have a couple more stacks of cash, but the big thing's in there that you see, nice gold bars. And actually, look at that. They turn out pretty well on camera, the nice shine and sparkliness of it. Let me pop one of these out. And then you get the nice little painted inside with the grading and stuff like that. But this is solid plastic. You really can't see it. There it goes. There's the 20K on there. And it's awesome. It's so cool how they did this. And again, an accessory that we don't get that often with figures. We don't get too much accessories besides guns that can work with other figures. So let me just get this out of the way, sort of toss it back there. We get to dive into my favorite part, and that's the figure. So he comes equipped with the face mask. That's why I didn't take it off. And that just looks awesome. Like you're ready to infiltrate a bank or something with toxic gas or something. It's Destro, so he has something sneaky. It's attached with the elastic strap, and it's actually gray plastic on the inside. So cast it in gray plastic, and they painted the whole thing. Very impressive. A lot of paint into these guys. And then you get his head, which I like it. You have this dull, like a matte silver for the outside of his head. His main face and the center stripe that goes to the back is a chrome, and it looks great. The mixture of it looks awesome. You guys can see that. And then we get really awesome looking eyes. Red eyes with the black outline. It's Destro, and he's going to mess some stuff up. And that's why I like this version better than the blue one, because blue one's just like, I am in a general outfit, and ha ha ha, I'm Destro. Like, I'm Destro. I'm the leader of the Iron Brigade, Iron Grenadiers, and he even has that like color scheme, which is awesome. And I wish I had the Sigma 6 Iron Grenadiers. I wish I had two of them just to sort of have one on each side of them, because this Destro is awesome. Now, for anybody that hasn't had a Sigma 6 figure before, articulation's pretty decent on him. He can actually look up that far, look down, and, he can get all this type of attitude going on with his head. Arm can go up like so. There's no bicep swivel, which I'm sort of disappointed in. This can go fully all the way around. He does have a elbow bend and swivel, wrist bend, and rotation. And his arms are just casted in plastic of like gray plastic, painted a little bit. Hands are just casted in this maroon plastic. Now, another thing I noticed compared to my other Sigma 6 figures, this guy, and I think that's why they advertised the Kung Fu grip, is this hand actually has spring into it. So it helps him do the gripping of certain weapons and things like that. The other ones didn't really need it, and I think this is sort of gimmicky, and it makes me worry because plastic can get brittle and the spring could eventually just break. And I I hope that doesn't happen. So I'm going to be very gentle, but he does have the springy hand with the trigger finger. So it makes him easier to hold the weapons and things like that. He does have like a ab, sort of like a crunch in a sense. No really pivot. He does have a waist swivel. The harness is removable, but I'm not taking it off there. And the harness has like some shells going on there, some holes right here. And then even on the back, you get a bunch of holes. And now remember, I was telling you, some of those accessories have pegs. So definitely, that's where you can hook them up. Don't know really what this little tab up here is. Maybe like a radar or scanner or something, but it's on the vest. And it's weird that this hand doesn't have the red, but this one has the painted red. But that could be easy fix. I could easily paint that. So definitely not a problem. And he has soft good pants, and I really like them. Got a little things here, which I have an idea of what I could use them for. Plastic knee pads are attached right here, and he's got these really awesome boots. So you can see he has like black pants, like he's just casted. His whole body is like basically black. And then you get these really cool, like German tanker boot looking boots. And he doesn't have a twist here or anything like that. But he does have an ankle bend. No pivot. I don't think they were doing pivots on figures back then. Not too sure. But his legs, he can do the splits. He can actually do some, like a high kick. And then he has a bend in the knee. Don't think they're double jointed. And then he can swivel at the hip too. So some nice movement and positioning and adjusting and articulation and all that jazz you get out of this guy. And he has Velcro right there. I guess if you want to take the pants off, which I'm not going to. They look really good on him. They look fantastic on him. Fantastic. But let's get him geared up with some like weapons and stuff. And actually, before we get him fully geared up, I just want you to see, like, I guess the grenades can peg here. And actually, these aren't bad spots. I had them in different spots originally when I was messing with them. But yeah, you can see that the grenades, like, you can peg stuff in there, but stuff doesn't sit perfectly side by side. The Uzi, I guess you could peg it like so. Just have it hanging off his chest, which looks weird. And then you get all this stuff that you can you can basically peg it, customize it however you want. It's your toy. You can equip them however you want. But let me gear him up how I feel I want him and see how he turns out. All right, I have Destro all geared up and hauling his safe deposit box that he stole full of gold. And, this is just how I would equip him with his gear. Let's move the safe deposit box out of his hand. And as you saw, the hand doesn't really grip it. You just sort of have to, it's already touching the ground, but you can basically let it dangle almost like a hook. Oh, man, knocking stuff off. So his grenades, I just hooked up through those little hoops in his pants. Bring it in here so you can see it, because I just feel like those are where the grenades seem to be best placed. Now pistol doesn't have any hooks on it, so I just equipped it into his hand, looking all cool. Now the back, I basically plug in the Uzi right there as a quick grab in case he gets into some close quarters combat, and then I just hooked the shotgun in the back right there, just giving him, some access to his weapons on his back. And they don't look bad. They don't look bad on the back and everything like that. But this figure is freaking cool. And I'm going to end up probably putting this back on him. And actually, I could probably do that right now. Let's see. The only thing about that is it's a big gun. So, like, it just pops off, masked up with his gun in his hand. And yeah, it's awesome. He's a fun figure to play with and gear up and pose up. And that's why I really like the Sigma 6 figures. I wish all of them followed sort of suit in a sense, because some of them are really awful. But I think it's time for some comparison. Let me bust out the rest of the Cobras. And there we go. We got a little Cobra party going on. We got ourselves Firefly, Destro, Cobra Commanders, Zartan, and Storm Shadow. And I just realized setting them all up, Storm Shadow's a lot smaller than all the other ones, which is cool because, I mean, he's a ninja. They should be a little bit smaller, I guess. But I think that's really cool. But all these figures standing side by side. I mean, this sort of gives you an example. Like, this is Sigma 6, guys. Like, these are the figures they were pumping out that people were overlooking because they weren't your typical G.I. Joe, you know? I mean, it's sad, but I find some of these figures just phenomenal. That's why I bought them. So, I mean, maybe if you guys comment down below, if you want to see me to review, you know, any of these other ones, I mean, just let me know because that could be something I could put on my to-do list to review. But that sums up my unboxing and review of G.I. Joe Sigma 6 Crime Boss Destro. If you like what you saw, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I want you guys to make sure you check out the Toyco Toy and Collectibles group. Wow, I was about to repeat Toyco there for a second. But Toyco Toys and Collectibles groups, the links are down below. Facebook groups, join up. Have fun with them. One's a community, interact with fellow collectors and nerds and share figures, talk about figures, just have a good time. The second one is the pre-order group, which allows you to stay in the know about the latest collectibles coming out and making sure if you're interested that you get a great pre-order price and saves you the headache of hunting them down or paying more through good old eBay. So again, I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.